Stull and Maureen P. Carroll, husband and wife partners in Carver scholarship, visited the William Sharvett collection of American fiction at the Ohio State University Library. There, while examining a box of manuscripts, they found 2 complete unpublished stories. They phoned me excitedly on my birthday with this news. It was bounty added to bounty when these 2 stories joined the 3 Jay and I had located. Moreover, it is grounds for a republication of Ray's uncollected writings. Many of these works had appeared earlier in No Heroics, Please, published by the Harville Press in Great Britain and Vintage Books in America. In addition to these unpublished stories, we have further enriched the book with 4 essays previously included in Fires, a 1983 miscellany of poetry, prose, and fiction. Shortly after Ray's death, while writing the introduction to A New Path to the Waterfall, I had come upon folders containing typescripts and hand drafts of unpublished stories. At the time, I wasn't sure these were complete manuscripts, or, if they were, whether they should come to light. I felt that before unpublished work should be considered, all the writing Ray had clearly intended to see in print should first be made available. It would take 9 years to accomplish that with the appearance of Ray's collected poems in All of Us, Harville, 1996, Knupf, 1998. There was plenty to do after Ray's too early death at 50 in 1988 from lung cancer. I saw 3 of his books into print in British and American editions, finished Carver Country, a book of photographs by Bob Adelman, and advised on the Robert Altman film Shortcuts, which drew on 9 of Ray's published stories. I participated in the making of 3 documentary films about Ray. Much of that I did while teaching far from home. Somehow I also managed to write 3 books of poems, a book of stories, and a collection of essays. Early in 1998, as the 10th anniversary of Ray's death approached, J. Woodruff phoned to say he wanted to do something to honor Ray in Esquire. "There are these folders in the desk," I said. "There may be nothing whole or worthwhile," I told him, "but I could look sometime." I suspect Jay heard hesitation. At any rate, he said, "Tess, when you get ready to look at those things, I'll be happy to come out and help you." Jay seemed exactly the person I'd been hoping might appear. He respected my work, loved Ray's writing, and understood the process of revision and publication. Moreover, as both a fiction writer and a magazine editor, Jay knew good stories when he saw them. In March 1999, he flew to Seattle and came 3 hours by car and ferry to Port Angeles. The next day, from 9 in the morning until 11 at night, we carefully examined the contents of each drawer in Ray's desk. We looked at the pages in the folders, labeled and photocopied them, and finally made our choices. It was a quiet, intimate process, full of purpose. As we perused, it became clear there were 3 fine stories. The dread I'd felt of coming to the last of Ray's work was subsumed by the prospect of doing right by these unpublished stories. It seemed especially fitting that Esquire, where Ray's stories found their first broad audience in the early 1970s, should participate in this discovery. Jay took on the job of deciphering Ray's cramped handwriting to make accurate transcriptions. One manuscript was entirely handwritten, while others were in typescript, with hand corrections. Far from finding this work tedious, Jay drew energy from the task. Having spent 11 years deciphering Ray's handwriting, I checked Jay's transcriptions word for word against the originals to fill in a few spots he couldn't make out. We were mindful that Ray would sometimes take a story through 30 rewrites. These stories had been put